I have now been watching Chloë Grace Moretz since she was 8 years old, and now she's 22. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel very old. Anyway, here's her latest movie, a psycho thriller called Greta. Greta is the story of a girl by the name of Frances who happens to find a purse left on the train, and it happens to belong to a woman by the name of Greta, an older woman who has lost her daughter, and she's being a good Samaritan. She's new to New York. She returns it, and they end up having a friendship and bonding, and then things get really creepy as Greta decides that I'm going to take over Frances's life, and I'm going to treat her like the daughter that I lost. And yeah, this is a stalker movie where Greta happens to be going after Frances, and it quickly escalates to the point where she kidnaps her. And this movie's really, really average. For a 90-minute movie, it feels very long. This is a movie that is definitely a slow burn. I wasn't really into it, especially at the beginning. It drags. This is the type of movie where the chase is boring. It does pick up in the second half, but that first half really drags, and there's nothing really suspenseful about it. Yes, Greta is creepy. Yes, Frances is a person who is, in all honesty, very naive. Yes, they mention several times in the movie she is from Boston despite not having an accent, and new to New York City. This movie is really dull for the first half of the movie. Nothing is really tenseful enough. There's not a lot of there at the beginning. The two actors give it their best. I like Chloe in this movie, and like I said in the intro, it's kind of weird to see her how she has grown up now, and she's definitely filled out some. I remember watching her from My Name Is Earl back in 2005. I remember her as Hit Girl, and you know, it's kind of weird to watch people grow up in front of you, especially a child actress. I thought the villain of the movie, Greta, played by Isabelle Huppert, I think she was really good at her job, especially once we get to the second half of the movie and she gets to go full on creepy and stalker-like. I think she was really good, especially the third act, where she goes full out and it's fucking insane. But it doesn't help the movie that it's really slow. There are a couple of really good fake outs. There's one that's a double fake out that's really good. Towards the end, there are several points where it could have ended, and I was kind of happy it didn't. And it's one of those movies where you go, oh, if it ends here, I'm going to be pissed. Or if it ends here, I understand it. This movie has like at least 4 fake outs for an ending. And then we got the actual ending, which is fine for the movie. It does fall a little bit flat though. So I will say that this movie is terrible at portraying New York City. No joke. There were times where I was sitting there going, that is so not the New York City subway system. There are times where they're supposedly walking through Manhattan, and I go, oh yeah, that's downtown Toronto. So it did a really bad job trying to ground us in a certain space. This movie's supposed to take place in Manhattan, and this is exactly what you think someone who's never been to New York thinks what New York looks like. So maybe Middle America will fall for it. Anywhere from New York City will just be like, that's complete nonsense. The main factor to me for this movie is it's just fucking slow. It's slow, it drags for 90 minutes. That's all this is. This is 90 minutes and it felt long, especially the first half, like I said again. Second half picks up. I kind of like the stuff with what happens once the abduction happens. Unfortunately, there were just times where you're just sitting there going, wait, she's an old lady, just push her over. She'll break her hip when she falls. And there is a scene that kind of does something like that, and I actually liked it, and I'm glad they didn't fake us out with it. But there were just too many moments where I was just sitting there going, this is nice, but it does nothing for me. I think Greta's an okay movie. If you can skip the first probably like 30 minutes of it, or just get it, fast forward it to the ending. There's a scene with a cop that I thought was really good, and that's actually in the trailer, but you don't actually see what's going on, so that's a pretty nice surprise. I think the acting is fine. I think Isabelle as Greta is really good. Chloe as Frances, I thought she was nice. And she plays that, she still has that innocent face, I think. So that's why I kind of give it a pass on the stupidity of her character, because she still has that like innocent face about her, especially now that she's kind of filling out. She still has that innocent look in her eyes, and that helps her. There's some good fake outs. The ending had a pretty good fake out, but all in all, I can't really recommend this to anyone. It is a psycho thriller, but it's just so slow, and there's nothing really on board to engage you. I thought the roommate was pretty good for Chloe, and she has a little bit to do. The father of... Yes, coming off of something like Happy Death Day to You, is there some type of epidemic with mothers being not around? I know Disney has the whole thing where we can never have either both parents, or even, one of them has to be dead. I was just like, oh man, we're doing this again already? Not that I'm going to fault that against this movie. It's just something that I was thinking about as soon as they said, oh, your mom is dead. I was like, ah. There's just not a lot to this movie. I'll give it a 5. It was fine once it got to the second half, but like, this is a completely forgettable movie. I kind of forget about half of it already, and I just saw it a couple of hours ago. Yeah, so Greta, did you see it? Let me know in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? I don't think it's something I can dislike, just because it was acted well. There are moments of, wow, that was really cool, but then again, it was just, eh. So, yeah, 5 for Greta. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and talk to you later.